Hello everyone, my name is Azrat. Today we're diving into a crucial aspect of running applications on Kubernetes, probes. We'll explore startup, liveness, and readiness probes, see how they work, and why they're essential for robust deployment. We use this simple Sinatra application to demonstrate. For Sinatra app has specific endpoints designed for Kubernetes probe. For startup probe, which has an artificial delay to mimic a real application initialization time, which is here. And for readiness probe, checking if app, including its database connection, is ready to serve traffic. So here. And for liveness probe, indicating if the application is running correctly. We also put the health status endpoint that we use later to manually make the app unhealthy for demonstration. Our application is containerized using this Docker file. It's a multi-stage build, install dependency. Here we install the dependencies and we set up the non-root user here and also expose on port 4567. This is the default Sinatra port. And the command instruction starts our Sinatra server binding to 00 to be accessible within the port. Now, let's look at the heart of our Kubernetes setup, deployment.yaml. Startup probe. These probes run first. We've given it a failure threshold of 20 and a period seconds of 5, allowing up to 100 seconds for our app stimulated startup. Kubernetes won't run other probes until this one succeeds. Liveness probe. Once the startup probe passes, the liveness probe takes over. If the health endpoint fails consecutively based on failure threshold, Kubernetes will restart the container, assuming it's an unrecoverable state. Readiness probe. This probe also starts after the startup probe. If Redis fails, Kubernetes mark the pod as not ready and won't send traffic to its via services. This is crucial for ensuring traffic only goes to healthy, fully initialized instances. First, let's build our Docker image. Going to run Docker build -t Sinatra k8s probe and giving tag latest. If you're using Minikube or Kind, you need to load this image into your cluster. Example, Minikube image load Sinatra k8s probe latest. I'm using Docker Desktop Kubernetes, where it's typically available. So this line is important. In order for Kubernetes to load local image, you have to set this image policy to never. Now let's deploy our applications. So let's first watch the pod, kubectl get pods -w. And on the right side, I will run the kubectl apply -f deployment YAML. This is to bring up the pod. And you see it go through pending, container creating, and then running. It might take a bit for ready to become 1.1 due to our startup delay. So here, the ready state is still 0.1. Yeah, now it's showing 1.1. Once the pod is running, let's look at the events. I'm going to go to the bottom right here. I'm going to do kubectl describe pod and the pod name. Okay. And then we also let's tell the application logs, kubectl logs -l. And then this should be Sinatra probes container. You see our stimulating long startup here message, and then the startup process complete down here. And Kubernetes hitting the probes endpoint. So down here we can see it's hitting the startup probe and it's failing. So after a while, then it shows it healthy, then only it do the second probe, the other probes. Now let's make our application unhealthy to see the liveness probes in actions. First, we need to access an internal endpoint. So we're going to use the kubectl port forward. I'm going to expose on port 8080. So now I'm gonna cancel this. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I'm going to cancel this log. I think we can just keep it running. So I'm going to go to the bottom right here, and I'm going to do curl. I'm going to do curl put health status and passing the status down here. Keep an eye here on the top left area here. The liveness probe will start failing after our failure threshold, which is 3 times. Kubernetes will restart the container. So just give it some time. There you go. Then you should see the restarts count increase and the pod will go through the startup sequence again. So this one here indicate that the restart is happening. Now it's in healthy status. After restart, the pod is back and healthy because our app reset the health status on restart. If you describe the pod again, you will see the unhealthy liveness event leading to the restart. So I'm going to do kubectl describe the pod again. Let me clear this once. So you can see here the liveness probe is failing, right? And then it will try to restart the container again. So since in our code, we're just storing it as a global variable. So after restart, it will reset the status back to healthy. Now that our application is running and healthy, let's access the main endpoint. So I'm going to do curl HTTP localhost 8080, and we should be able to see hello from Sinatra microservice message. So we've seen how startup probe give your application time to initialize before Kubernetes consider it for liveness or readiness check. Liveness probe help Kubernetes detect and recover from genuinely unhealthy application states by restarting container. Readiness probe ensure that only fully prepared application instance receive traffic. Configuring this probe correctly is vital for building resilience and self-healing application on Kubernetes. Thanks for watching. I hope this gives you a practical understanding of Kubernetes probe. If you find this useful, please give it a thumbs up and happy coding.